let me talk to you today about something that you're going to see, maybe think seems a little bit odd. So, what about fasting and eating? Fasting is when you're not eating food, and eating is when you're consuming food, right? Yet, what if you could get the just amazingly recorded health benefits of fasting while you continue to eat? That's what we're here to talk to you about. I know it seems like, you know, something that can't happen, but indeed it can. So I'm Dr. Rita Marie Loscalzo, and welcome back to the channel. And I'm here on a mission. I'm here on a mission to support people who are trying to get healthy, who want to be healthy, who want to be in their best shape ever, to get healthy without the use of drugs and surgeries and all kinds of stuff like that. I'm also here to help health practitioners who want to help people to do the same and are frustrated with the tools that they got in medical school, which focuses a lot on pharmaceuticals and covering up symptoms and not really getting to the root cause. I've been a fan of fasting for, oh Lord, many, many years. Fasting was how I got my life back. I was falling apart when I was in my 20s. My health just wasn't making it. I had headaches, I had sinus issues, I had stomach pains, and I had brain fog. Back in the day when nobody had ever heard of brain fog, I just thought I made it up. It's like my brain feels foggy. So I was able to get help, not through all the pharmaceuticals that they put me on, and there were a lot, not through the surgical procedures that I went through, and there were a few, but through fasting and following that with good eating. So I want to talk to you today about how you can get the benefits of fasting without having to go very long without food. Because what I hear from people is, oh, I hear all the great benefits of fasting in terms of insulin resistance and blood sugar balance and weight and mitochondrial health and energy and all that. But I can't go without food. I just, try to make it from breakfast to lunch. And that's about as best I can do. And a lot of you have been hearing about intermittent fasting, right? Where you go longer periods of time, like 12 hours between meals or between dinner and breakfast, 14 hours, 16 hours, 18 hours. And a lot of people are able to do that. But that's not what I'm talking about here. That's a great technique. I use it all the time. But this is a process that you can do once a month for 5 days, eating a very specific regime of very delicious, very filling, very satisfying, and very nutritious foods that give you the benefits of fasting. And this was all scientifically proven. There were studies Dr. Valter Longo did with his group at university funded studies. And they found that when they put people through this specific regime with specific ratios of macronutrients and specific foods that are being avoided and specific foods that are being eaten for 5 days, at the end of the 5 days, people had experienced the benefits that you would get from a 5 day fast. We see ketones go up, we see blood sugar go down, we see insulin go down, we see pounds lost. And I want to go in, I want to teach you how to do this. And I can't just teach you how to do this in a 15-minute live, but I want to tell you how you can get so much more. And we're going to put a link, my team is going to put a link in the comments, whichever platform you happen to be watching on, whether this is YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, you're going to have a link and go there and just register for a webinar that we're doing on Thursday. And we're going to teach you about this. And guess what? I'm not going to sell you anything at the end of the webinar. This is education only, but I will offer you the ability to sign up for an amazing 5 day program that I'm offering absolutely free called Fasting While Feasting. And that is a plan that I put together based on this research, this longevity research published by Dr. Longo and his crew. And I'm going to invite you. And in fact, if you want to, we'll put the link in the chat here. Some of you already signed up, I know, fastingwhilefeasting.com. Just fastingwhilefeasting.com. That will get you into the 5 day program. But I encourage you to come also to this free training that we're doing this week on Thursday evening. And if you can't make it live, no worries. We will record it. We'll probably put it up on YouTube and Facebook and other places because we want to get this message out. I don't want this to be such a secret anymore. I've done this program. Every time I teach it, I do it. We've had thousands of people go through this, and we've had people who were diabetic at the start, and by the time they finished, they would say to me, that's a lot of food. Do I have to eat all of that food? And in reality, the food is exactly the ratios and the calories that Dr. Longo established, but it keeps you feeling satiated and not hungry all the time because it's so nutrient dense. So I'm super excited, and I want to give you the lowdown. I want to really go into the details of fasting, what that's about. Why is fasting so good for us? Well, we as people in the modern world have access to food all the time, 24/7, literally. And our ancestors did not. Our ancestors had this ability to go without food, and the need, they had no choice to go without food, and they were able to go without food. And the beauty of this program, this 5 days, you can eat 3 filling, delicious meals. No, you're not going to eat 7 delicious meals, right? Because 3 is what was done in the studies, 3 meals. It could be 2. If you're used to doing 2 or even 1, that's fine too. Just follow the ratios we lay out. And when we start fasting while feasting, which we're going to do for 5 days, starting on February 1st, that's just a little over a week away. So we are going to take you through that process. You'll even have the opportunity to get recipes, exact recipes and menu plans that you can use as is, tailor a little bit to your sensitivities and other kinds of things like that. So I'm just super excited. Fasting while you're eating, right? Eat and fast. How beautiful is that? And I've done this. I've done a lot of fasts. Don't get me wrong. I've done a lot, but my longest was 28 days. And I did that in 1985. So how long ago? 38 years ago. Changed my life, gave me back my life. And that's what prompted me to leave my very lucrative at the time job in the computer industry and go back to school to become a doctor, to teach functional practices. That was back in the day before the internet, obviously. And I had to learn a lot by going to the bookstores, buying books, going to research papers, studied at Stanford Library. And there wasn't a lot at that time. So I went back to school. I learned the biochemistry, the anatomy, the physiology, gave up my lucrative career to get into this to really help people. Those of you who've known me for a while, you know I'm dedicated. I'm on a mission to help people get healthy. I'm on a mission to help you live your life to its full potential. And you can do it when you can incorporate fasting into your day-to-day life. Fasting and eating, balanced fasting and eating right. So that's 5 days. It's a plant-based diet. That's what the study did. Studies 5 days. It's a balance between low carb, higher fat, but not a high fat diet because it's a lower calorie, and moderate protein, low carb, higher, moderate to high fat, not really high fat. And it's phenomenal. And all the fats are whole foods, plant-based fats. We're not doing oils and butter and bacon and those sorts of things that you see on a typical keto plan. Is it a keto plan? Yeah, it's keto friendly. It will get you into a mild state of ketosis that triggers you to burn fat. And when you can burn fat instead of constantly needing an external source of glucose, you're in good shape. So I'll look to see if anybody put questions or comments in the chat. I don't see any at this point, but you're welcome to do that. We'll come back and check to see if there's any comments if you're watching here live. If you're not watching here live and you're watching here on a recording, it's great. That's the beauty of all the stuff we have on the internet, is that you can watch it live, you can watch it later. So I highly recommend, if you want our support, go to fastingwhilefeasting.com, and that will get you into our free 5-day. We called it a challenge in the past. It's not really a challenge. It's a program. It's a set program. And we're doing an in-depth webinar. If you want it before you decide you're going to join it, come and join us at the webinar. Find out the benefits. I'll go into the science. I'll go into the biochemistry. I'll have a slide presentation, and I'm going to teach this to you. So what more can I say? I'm on a mission to change your health. I'm on a mission to get you access to the tools you need. There's no one-size-fits-all diet or exercise program or lifestyle for everyone. And what this is going to do is help you to use this as a framework to customize it to you. And we'll talk about that at our webinar. All right. So if you want more information, subscribe, like us, follow us. Up on there on the YouTube, there's links to other videos that we've done. And I would say join us, check the comments, comment below and let us know what, if you have experience with this, if you've done it before. There's going to be a group and a chat where you can communicate with others doing the same. I'm so excited about this. I'm excited about introducing you to this concept, because if you've been one of these folks who said, yeah, I read about fasting, but I can't do this long periods of time. 12 hours I can handle between my dinner and my breakfast. I really can't go longer than that. Great. We're going to teach you how to eat in such a way that you do it. And guess what? You don't have to do this every day. We don't recommend that you do this particular way of eating every day, because it will slow down your metabolism. We recommend that you do it 5 days a month. 5 days a month. And that's it. And then go back to good, healthy, wholesome eating after that, but keep your metabolism up. I can't wait to see you. Join us. I'm Dr. Rita Marie, and we'll see you on the next one.